Arsenal hold talks with Bruno Guimaraes over shock transfer as Newcastle brace for formal offer. Premier League champions Arsenal have reportedly initiated surprise exploratory talks with the camp of Newcastle United star Bruno Guimaraes as they plot a blockbuster summer midfield reinforcement. Mikel Arteta's recruitment team is actively gauging the market for the 28-year-old Brazil international, forcing Newcastle to brace for a formal offer. Arsenal opened dialogue with Guimaraes' representatives. According to the Daily Mail, Arsenal have significantly stepped up their summer recruitment drive by opening direct lines of communication with the representatives of Newcastle anchor Guimaraes. Arteta is intensely determined to inject world-class steel, tactical composure, and elite ball retention into his midfield engine room ahead of the club's upcoming domestic title defence. UK-based intermediaries representing the highly rated Brazilian are currently surveying the market to assess viable options for a high-profile move. Arsenal have identified Guimaraes, who is currently away on international duty at the World Cup, as one of their primary market targets. Newcastle on high alert. Newcastle are now bracing themselves for an official approach from Arsenal. Although the Magpies consider Guimaraes a vital component of their long-term project at St James Park, there is a growing awareness within the club that his name is being discussed by the division's top heavyweights. The midfielder still has 2 years remaining on his current contract in Tyneside, giving Newcastle some leverage in any potential negotiations. However, the allure of joining the reigning Premier League champions could prove a significant factor if Arsenal decide to firm up their interest with a concrete financial package. Arsenal's summer transfer strategy. Guimaraes is not the only high-profile name Arteta's wishlist as the club looks to evolve. Arsenal are also exploring options in the final third, with Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers emerging as a serious target. However, Villa are demanding a fee in excess of £100 million for the England international, which could complicate matters. The pursuit of Guimaraes suggests a desire for more control and defensive discipline in the middle of the park. The Brazilian has established himself as one of the most complete midfielders in the English top flight since arriving at Newcastle from Lyon, making him an ideal fit for the technical demands of Arteta's system. Guimaraes shining on global stage. Guimaraes enjoyed a strong campaign on an individual level with Newcastle last season, racking up 17 goal contributions, scoring 9 and assisting 8, in 41 appearances across all competitions. This club form has seamlessly translated onto the international stage, where the midfielder started all 3 of Brazil's World Cup group stage matches in the ongoing tournament, notably registering 3 assists, 1 against Morocco and 2 against Scotland. According to reports, Arsenal are preparing to make an approach to Newcastle United over signing Bruno Guimaraes this summer. Arsenal lost to Paris Saint-Germain in the 2026 Champions League final, but they are also coming off winning their first Premier League title in 22 years. Therefore, the Gunners are in a strong position heading into next season, but they are going to strengthen further this summer and could make marquee signings in various positions. In recent months, it has been widely reported that one of their priorities will be to upgrade their attack with a winger and or striker, but they could also add a new midfielder to their squad. Arsenal have been linked with a wide array of options, and long-term target Guimaraes is now reportedly back on their radar. Arsenal-ready approach for Bruno Guimaraes. The Gunners targeted Guimaraes before he joined Newcastle, and he has developed into one of the Premier League's standout midfielders in recent years. Guimaraes was one of Newcastle's top performers in a disappointing 2025-26 campaign, and his future is in doubt partly because he is only under contract until 2028. It has also been suggested that more Newcastle key stars could leave after Barcelona newbie Anthony Gordon to balance the books, with Guimaraes among those who could attract sizable bids. Reports have indicated that Guimaraes could cost around £60 million this summer, and journalist Craig Hope, a Newcastle reporter for the Daily Mail, claims Arsenal have held talks with the players' representatives to discuss a move to the Emirates. Newcastle are now said to be braced for an approach from Arsenal for Guimaraes, who could join with Aston Villa and England star Morgan Rogers. Mikel Arteta is keen to strengthen his midfield ahead of the club's title defence, and they have identified Guimaraes, currently on duty at the World Cup, as one of their targets. The 28-year-old is one of a handful of options Arsenal are monitoring as they consider whether to submit a formal offer. The Gunners are also targeting additions in attack and are keen on Morgan Rogers, though Aston Villa are demanding more than £100 million for the England international. Our colleagues at Team Talk, meanwhile, are reporting that Guimaraes is now actively weighing up his options to leave Newcastle, with Lewis Hall, Sandro Tonali and Tino Livramento also plotting exits. Guimaraes has now joined that group of players harbouring doubts. Team Talk has been told the Brazilian is not prepared to remain at the club merely to be part of a prolonged rebuild, particularly given his ambition to compete at the very highest level. As a result, intermediaries acting on his behalf have begun exploratory discussions with several top clubs. Premier League giants Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool have all been sounded out as potential destinations.